Well, everybody's talking about the PPP loans, but there's also a lot of questions about them. That's why we want to bring in Brittany Forbush with Mountain America Credit Union. Hi, Brittany. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. Now, before we get into, more about the PPP loans, I wanted to let you and all of your staff know that I have a good friend who actually applied with 5 or 6 different banks and they couldn't get the PPP loan except for they got it with you. And they have now switched to Mountain America. So bravo. I've heard some really good things about how fast and how quickly you guys worked to get people approved. So good job.
Well, thank you. We love hearing that.
Now, the PPP loans, what are they and how are they being used for businesses?
Yeah, so the payroll protection loans were intended to really help businesses get past this difficult time while keeping their employees on board. So with that, the intent is that the loan is being used to do that. And so businesses were eligible to get a loan up to 2.5 times their average monthly payroll expenses. And the great thing about these loans is that there's a chance to be forgiven. But in order for those loans to be forgiven, businesses need to follow some guidelines. So with that, 100% of the loan must be spent within the first 8 weeks of the loan funding.
Okay.
There's also some requirements that a minimum of 75% of the loan be used for eligible payroll expenses. So this includes your wages, your benefits, and your payroll taxes. But then there's also another 25% that allows you to use that for business expenses such as your mortgage, business interest, rent, and utilities, as long as those agreements were in place by February 15th of this year.
So it really is designed to not only help with rent and you getting the business by, but really to keep people employed. I think that's the biggest thing here, right?
Yeah, so the goal was to keep people, with their current employer, not have to go on unemployment or be furloughed. And so that's why currently as it stands, the requirement is a minimum of 75% being used on payroll expenses.
So how does it work if, somebody messes up in the business and they don't spend the money properly? How does the forgiveness program work?
Yeah, so there will be partial forgiveness. The loan is a 2-year loan that started the day of funding. The great thing is there's no payments for 6 months. And so it does give them a little bit of time to get past this difficult time. It's also a 1% loan, 1% interest loan per year. So it's very low interest. There's also no penalty for paying it off early. So yes, there's definitely partial forgiveness, but hopefully this gives people time to get ahead of it and make sure they're following the guidelines.
And hopefully they're only having to pay back just a small portion or something if they messed up. Not like they're going to have to pay back the whole loan as long as you worked around some of the guidelines.
Yes, and there's also legislation in place. We're not sure what's going to happen on the legislative side, but there's trying to modify some of the guidelines, giving a little bit more time and maybe not requiring so much of it be used for payroll. So that's something we'll watch closely.
Well, Brittany, you guys have a lot of great information. Where can people see more of this info online?
Yeah, visit MACU.com on our website. We've got a blog article that outlines the entire process. It also has the forgiveness application that the Treasury Department released that will really help you guide you through the process.
Well, you're the best, and it's good to see you, Brittany. Take care.
Great to see you. Thank you.